I think that digital storytelling as a practice is an ever-evolving practice, and the opportunity we had during this training to actually apply it for intergenerational learning made us think about how to adapt the methodology to actually enhance the dialogue in the mutual learning, increase the opportunities for mutual learning. And therefore, we very often talk about the cycle between storytelling and story listening, and also the power of active listening. So what we did here, we actually made people work in pairs and just to observe how they were negotiating the choices in making a story. Was a personal story, was a collaborative story. So we gave them options to explore the storytelling process, and therefore each pair, each couple, they've been partnering to create a piece of media that tends to be thought as a first-person narrative. But the beauty of this experiment here was actually that was for some a collaborative piece in which one of the two decided to take the lead and tell their own story, and for other people was an opportunity to actually tell the story of three people working together and understanding how they relate to a particular subject, how they experience a particular issue in their life. Exploring their own personal perspective, but putting all those perspectives together in just one digital story. So I think that as digital storytelling practitioners and facilitators, we've been thinking about how actually each step of the process that we explore and apply in our workshops could somehow be driven by a more collaborative approach, even if without losing the opportunity to reflect from a personal perspective, but actually enhancing these personal perspectives in the dialogue with other people. Yeah, I think there is something specific we need to consider when working within intergenerational learning and digital storytelling. There is also the use of technology. And as a facilitator, I would strongly recommend to think about this before while designing the workshop. So identifying the technology that would be not intimidating for the older generation, but that could still excite the younger generation, that would be my advice. I would use mobile technology we are all familiar with. I would use free software, open access software. I would use software where possible that enable collaborative editing, so to make sure that if there are in terms of IT literacy or IT skills in the group, there is still an opportunity for some participants to learn from others on how to use those tools and how to improve and make sure that they don't feel intimidated by technology. I think one strong recommendation I would also give myself and any facilitator is to make sure that even if we are focusing on the facilitation process, we really think about making the participants taking a lead on the process, so that we don't forget that we are learning from the participants at the same time. So that we need to be ready. I think this is a difficult advice to then realize, but actually we need to be ready during the facilitation process to change our own process if we see that it's more beneficial to the participants to change our own way of thinking about the process itself. So to give you an example, in a story circle session, I would think of each individual telling their own individual story. But I would also think in intergenerational learning, I would try next time actually, that we could ask individuals to be more active in that session and have the facilitator stepping back a bit more. So to have that dialogue happening at an earlier stage during the process and make them more connected since the very beginning of the process.